Well, happy Monday to you. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you made it by. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a forex trader, and I'm here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. So, if this is your first time, go ahead and hit subscribe. You won't be sorry about that. We're gonna share daily Elliott wave calls and wave trajectory for you every day, just kind of give you a daily forecast of where the waves might take us. Market's looking amazing, guys. It's looking amazing to the downside in particular. I believe. Let's take a peek at the markets this morning and see what's going on in the grand scheme of things. We'll look at the macro count and the micro count of Bitcoin. We'll look at Ethereum second, and then we'll look at Litecoin last. That'll be the order of things. So let's jump in. Don't forget to subscribe, leave comments, and hit like. You know, sometimes I'm watching videos myself, and I find myself liking the video and enjoying the content, and I'm just enjoying the content so much I don't ever think about commenting or liking it. But if you could do that right now or while you're watching, that would supremely help me just as I continue to grow the channel. Need 22 more subscribers, guys. I just need 22 more. We're gonna hit 1,000. We're almost at that goal. So thank you. To those of you who've been helping me on that journey. I really, really appreciate it. Your comments and your encouragement has been so kind and so life-giving to me. So thank you so much. Had a great live stream last night, so if you missed it, it is recorded. Definitely check it out. A little messy at the beginning. Had to change some settings on my computer. It was a new laptop that I was using, and the settings weren't quite right. The resolution was off, and so after the first several minutes, we got it figured out, and we're on our way. Had a good conversation, and anyway, yeah. So I invite you to look at that as well. All right, let's jump in. We're going to look at BTC first on the 2-hour chart right now. I guess we should zoom out probably to the 4-hour chart. Let's see what we're seeing. Don't forget, this isn't financial advice. Let's jump in. All right, here's BTC right now, and right now this is one of the potentials that we have a triangle going on. Now, a triangle, I'll just remind you, has rules, okay? Just because something looks triangular doesn't make it a triangle. For example, right here, okay, right here. That looks pretty triangular, doesn't it? Well, that's not a triangle, okay? It's triangular in shape if you draw some trend lines, but that's not the definition of a triangle. So when we talk about the definition of a triangle in the market, we want to see trend lines that hold support, that hold price within a range. We also want to see 5 waves that make up that triangle, and we want to see 3 waves in each of those legs of the triangle. Okay, so we'd be looking at A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. There's 3 waves for the first leg, 3 waves for that leg, 3 waves there. Now we need to see 3 waves here. Okay. Now the question is this what we're getting? Okay, so we're going to take a peek at the micro count here shortly and just see if is there any kind of evidence that supports the idea that this is still going up and it could be a triangle. So let's look at that today for sure. But let me tell you what the other count is. We talked about this extensively last night. This is the 6-hour on BTC in a different chart of mine. This could be a WXY as well. And so what we're looking at here is a WXY is basically a double zigzag. Let me just show you what a WXY is. WXY. Let's get the waves on there so you can see it. There we go. So in a WXY pattern, basically it's different from an ABC because an ABC would be 5 waves, 3 waves, 5 waves, basically. Sometimes it's 3, 5, 3, 3, 5, but those are the 2 types. But basically a WXY will have 2 ABC formations connected together by an X wave, which will also be a 3-wave formation most of the time. Can be a 5-wave formation. It's a failed impulse. So anyway, but that basically would be your WXY formation, okay? And so we need to see 3 waves all over the place in a WXY. When you start to see 3 waves all over the place, good telltale we're dealing with a WXY. So here, let's take a peek at it. On this first wave here, we again count 3 waves. 3 waves for the X wave. Now we need 3 waves for our Y wave. Now, if the bulls don't start taking it down here pretty soon today and tomorrow, then this WXY count is going to become invalidated pretty soon. So we need to see the bulls, really start moving this thing down. We've got a down move right now, and they're trying, but we're not certain if there's going to be any follow through yet. We'll have to wait and see. The follow through we'll have to wait and see that. So the big question remains then. What is going on right here, and is there any evidence that would um, lead us to the idea that maybe we can have a bias to one side or the other? Well, let's take a peek at the micro count and see what we can see. So what we're now doing is looking at the Elliott wave structures that are being formed right now. We know. Let me tell you what we should expect if it's a triangle, and let me tell you what we would expect if it's a WXY. Let me draw this one on this chart here. If it's a triangle, we should expect here, we've got a 5-wave impulse, okay? Now we have a 3-wave correction. What we need to have, sorry about that. What we need to have is a 5-wave impulse to the upside up here to this trend line. Because anytime you have a 5-wave impulse starting and then a 3-wave correction, the next thing that follows is a 5-wave impulse. We need to see something like this. If we don't see that, then we don't have we don't have a triangle going on. Okay, so it's going to be pretty much invalidated here pretty quick. Um, Pretty quick if we make a low lower than this range right here. So if we get a low here of at $9,800 and we break that low, this is invalidated to the upside. We don't have a triangle anymore, and we would be confirmed most likely to the bear scenario WXY. Now, if price reverses here somewhere soon, and it needs to reverse somewhere soon, we still have a chance for this to be a WXY. Let's throw the fibs on that and see, not a WXY, but a triangle. Let's see what that would look like. So we've got an A wave, a B wave, and now we're getting the C wave, or this is a W wave, an X wave, and now we're getting a Y wave. That's probably the case if this is a corrective structure. So if this is corrective, that's probably what we're getting. You can see how we've tagged the one-to-one extension. Most likely, I believe we're going to come down to the 1276, and then we're going to have to see what we get from there. But if that's the case, the wave count would be this here. We would basically have, if this is going up for a triangle, this would be A, B, and then C, or not ABC, but W, X, and Y. And they're all 3 waves, okay? So there's 3 waves here, 3 waves here. Now we're waiting for the 3 waves to finish here. Now this is looking like an ABC. You can see 5 waves here, 3 waves here. Now we're getting 5-wave impulse here. It is an impulsive shape. So let's take a peek at it. We've got 1, 2, getting the 3rd, 4, 5. That's what I expect it to do. Sorry about that. I'm getting some messages here in Messenger. Let me just turn my phone down here. There we go. So I'm expecting a 5-wave impulse like that to finish up. Um, Sometimes when I'm expecting that last wave, we never get it. It's already done in that wick. So we have come down to a corrective fib. We've hit the one-to-one extension. We want to make sure that we don't get a reversal here. So let's watch out for that. If you get the reversal here, it's going to be a good trade to the upside. I would probably take it. So what you'd be looking for is some kind of a 5-wave to the upside with a 3-wave pullback for the 3-wave. Okay, so look for some kind of a motive or impulse wave there, and then wait for a pullback. Especially if we break in this region. If we come back up and break, this region right here, if we come back up and break this region, there's a good chance we're going to go ahead and go up. So if we break, in fact, that's a pretty stout line right there. So let's put our line of death here. So this is a red line of death. Shall we make it a yellow line of death? Of course we should, because lines of death are always yellow. If you're new to the channel, that's a thing. Okay, yellow line of death. It's a very small one, but here's the thing. This yellow line of death is going to basically tell us if we come back up here and break this structure, we're going to the upside. Okay, that's pretty. That's a pretty. I'm feeling pretty strongly about that. I can see one more scenario where maybe we could go up higher and still come down. Yeah, let me show you that. This scenario could play. We've got an ABC here. This could become an ABC like that, and then we still come down. So there's still a scenario where, but that's still a pretty decent trade to the upside. So I would probably take it if we break this yellow line of death. What is that price target? Hey guys, I learned something new. Watching a couple videos, I learned something new. Here it is. First time on the Jim of All Trades channel. First time. Here it is. Drum roll, please. Price target. Boom. $10,277. We break that substantially with a close of a 1 hour wick. Excuse me, a 1 hour candle, at least I would say. Then you're safe to go long. Potentially, you might wait for a pullback. Look for good entry, but you're safe for long entry up to this region. Let's see what that trade would look like. This is a good trade potential setting up if it's long. So what we're doing as traders is preparing ourselves for long entries. So if we get the reversal here somewhere, we'd be looking at 10,700, a price to come on up to about 10,700. So that would be a good trade there. So watch that. Let's watch price at if price comes back up to 10,277 to 10,300, I would trade that long. I'm planning on doing that. Okay. All right. Now, what else could we have here? So let's just recap the triangle situation. If it's a triangle, we need to see 5 waves to the upside coming. Okay. We got to see it. It's not looking great with this move, but I've shown you the potentials for this to continue going up here. This is looking corrective right now as an overall structure. However, this wave right here is an impulse. So we want to see where that's going to fit in the grand scheme of the overall structure. If we come down here, let's put a yellow line of death down here. If we come down here to 9,933 and have a 1 hour close beyond it, we're going down lower, and all of this is nullified to the upside most likely. I would say an even better line of death would be this. An even more confirmed line of death here would be breaking that low right here. So I'm going to put this line of death here. It's a larger one here. All right, so that's where we would know we'd have a confirmed side to the downside. We're gonna reach $9,400 at least again one more time, $9,500 in that range. If we come down and break this line. So let's watch that today, okay? So there are your scenarios. Let me just recap the price and the trade that might be setting up. So here's the trade. If you get reversal in this area, okay, if you get reversal here, and we come up and price breaks 10,277, you've got a confirmation to the upside. That's going to be something like this. And once price breaks that, you might wait for a little bit of a pullback, enter the trade it up to about $10,700 in this region right here. Price target. I love that. I totally love that. That is just amazing. Trade it up to about that region. Let's see what price does there. Okay, so that'll be a nice trade setup for you. Watch that. See if you get that. Okay. All right. Now there's a trade setup free of charge here on the Jim of All Trades channels. Trade it at your own risk for sure. I've given you the invalidation points as well. If we make a lower low here, let's take a peek at that lower invalidation point here. If price reaches the 10,955, excuse me, 9,955, then that's impulsive to the downside, and you need to be thinking lower. Okay, well, price is going to continue on down most likely. All right, there's BTC for you. That's what we're looking at. If this, so there are your price targets, and that's hopefully that's clear as a bell for you, not clear as mud, as I normally say. Let's look at Ethereum today. All right, so what we've got going on with Ethereum is a potential diagonal here, but I want to take a peek at it. Let's look at it. If you've never seen the YouTube video, Just Look at It by Ed Bassmaster, oh, so funny, so funny. Check it out. Definitely check it out. So when you check it out, I can just start using my Just Look at It joke. Would you just look at it? You know what I say when I see a chart like that? You just look at it. Just look at it. Yeah, yeah, just look at it. Yeah, that's what I say. All right, check out that video. It'll be fun, and you'll understand the joke. Okay, what do we've got going on here? Well, when I put a fib measurement here in Ethereum on the bottom of this wave, what I have is a wave that has come up to the past the 276 here, but not quite to the 1618. So a lot of times a corrective wave will do that. It'll fake you out like it's going impulsive, and then it reverses on you. All right, pardon that yawn break. This might be a two-yawner, guys. We'll have to wait and see. You have to put in the comments today. Oh, by the way, if you've made it in the comments today, as your comment, put which direction you'd like to see the market going. If you'd like to see it bull right now, say I'd like to see it go bull. If you wanted to see it bear, say I'd like to see it go bear so I can get a discount. Something like that. So let's talk about that. If you made it this far in the video, that lets me know you've watched up to this point and you're a faithful viewer. And I just really appreciate you. Thank you. And I can just kind of know who you are and appreciate that you're watching the videos. It really, really helps. Gives me encouragement as I'm making them, and helps the YouTube algorithm as well. All right, so anyway, back to Ethereum here. So we didn't quite make the 1618. It's got a little bit of it came short of it, and then it's reversed. We'll have to wait and see what that does. So this is looking corrective right now. It looks like we've got a nice corrective structure here, like that. Should be looking to the downside. That's what I've been waiting for a long time. Finally, looks like we might be getting it. Now, what else could we be getting? Well, this could be a leading diagonal, okay, right here. So that's actually shaping up to be quite nice as a leading diagonal. And so there's a trade setting up here as well. So I want to show you what that trade would look like if you would like to trade it. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Let me show you what I'm seeing. So right here, you've got an impulse wave here, and this actually takes us up to, let's see, let's measure this guy. So you can see how the 1618 is up here. So this is 1, 2, this whole wave is 3. And see how you see the 5 waves in 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Came up past the 1618. That's an impulsive wave. Okay, so I'm expecting 1, 2. You'd think this is 3, but it could be 4, 5. That could be done, and this could be a corrective wave. I want you to be aware of that. And that could be done as well. Or we could be getting something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And that would be the 5 waves of 3. So you'd have basically, well, nah, change my mind on that. I'm gonna reverse that. I think sorry guys. I think this is it right here. This would be the 5 waves of the third wave right there. Okay. So yeah, that's correct. I get confused sometimes. I apologize. So there would be 5 waves of 3. Is that what I'm looking at? Sorry, I'm messing up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. 5 waves of the third wave. Basically, come on. Basically, we've got a 3-wave structure here for the third wave, and that's an impulse that's finished. Then what we have here is, I'm really sorry about all that stupidity there. Yeah. Then what we have is an impulse to the downside here. So take a peek at this here. This is an impulsive wave. Let's measure it, and I'll show you. Let me look at that for a second. Well, this is actually corrective. It could be construed as corrective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like an ABC right there. Actually, I'm changing my mind here. Sorry. Yep, that looks like an ABC. ABC. This is the W. Well, I don't know. The shape and the size of it looks impulsive to me, guys. This is what I'm expecting. There might be a way to count that impulsively and not correctively. Does that make a lower low? Yeah, it does. There's a truncated fifth right there. Leading diagonal 1 looks like. Yeah. Let's measure this guy here. See how we came past the 1618 here? This looks like a 1, 2, a third wave, 4. We're getting a 4 wave, and then we're going to come down for a 5th wave potentially. That could be the case. I'm not sure right now. I'm starting to backtrack a little bit, but we're probably going to come back up here, back to structure here on the 4th wave, right over here. We're probably going to come on up to there and then back down, and that's going to complete a 5-wave impulse to the downside. Now, what you should be looking for then is if that's 5 waves, we're going to have 3 waves to the upside, and then we're going to look for more waves here to the downside. Watch this trend line here. Watch that trend line, because if we get that, this is a 3-wave pullback, okay, and then we might be getting that diagonal that I was telling you about, which that would correlate to the upside for Bitcoin and Litecoin as well. So that is potential. This chart is a very nice chart, and so it's given us a very nice shape as well. So I would be watching out for this structure. So if you get this 3-wave pullback down to this trend line, and it seems like you're getting a reversal, you could trade the 5th wave to the upside, or better yet, you just wait it out. Wait it out. Wait for the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 to finish, okay, and then wait for a pullback. This is where you're going to enter the trade to go long, okay? So watch out for that. That's a good trade potential setting up. Now, if we continue to go down from here on Ethereum, so if we just continue, if we break this trend line and continue on down, that would be a confirmation of this being a corrective structure, and we need to be looking for the downside more, lower lows. Okay, I'm really having a hard time finding a target for you right now. Let me wait till I get a 2-wave, a 1 and a 2, then we'll project a target down here, hopefully. But this wave structure is very difficult, and having a hard time finding where the target might be. So let's wait till we get a 1-wave, then a 2-wave, and then let's see what the downside target would be. Okay, so if we break this trend line, chances are we're coming down more. We'll probably come down something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. So let's look for something like that, okay? All right, there's Ethereum, and let's take a peek at Litecoin. All right, I was showing somebody my moving average chart. I was actually showing the people in the Telegram group a trade signal that was setting up in Litecoin. So that's what all that was. So sorry about that. All right, let's take a peek here. We are trading within this channel here. Okay, we do have 2-hour divergence here. We've got bearish divergence here. We did get the move to the downside. Price is going up. RSI is going down. That is divergence. We had the fake out to break out of this RSI triangle. It faked out to the upside 2 times and then came down. So we'll have to wait and see if we get a bounce off this trend line or not. Of course, the trend line, this is actually the 4-hour trend line, and I'm on the 2-hour chart, so sorry about that. But we are trading with this in this channel. I would watch this trend line down here. This wave is looking impulsive, but it's not confirmed impulse yet, so let's watch that as well. But this is looking very much like an impulse wave. Okay, this is looking like 1, 2, 5. There's 3. This is making the 4 wave, which looks an awful lot like a diagonal, though. Lots of diagonals going on right now. If we get in Litecoin, if we get this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here like that, and a 3-wave pullback, that might be a good trade to the upside there. So watch for that. Okay, watch for that potential there. Let's see if I can get that off the screen. Let's Let's look at this wave here. Came to the 1276, very three wave-ish. Need to see a reversal breaking down out of here. Now, if all we get is a move down out of this range right there, then this is not a diagonal. This is just a three-wave correction, and then we're moving to the downside like that for the fifth wave to finish out the fifth wave correction. So it would be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the grand scheme of this wave, that would actually be a good scalp trade to the upside there if you wanted to trade that. Where would that end? Looks like the five waves would end there. Let's get a target for a potential trade here. So if we get a finished wave down here, somewhere around 68.99 to 68.66, if you get a finished wave around here somewhere, and it looks like we're getting a bounce, what I like to do is I like to wait for this. I don't like to enter right on the fib. You can enter on the fib, but I like for the five waves to pull to start with a three-wave pullback on the 1 minute time frame or so, on the 1 to 5 minute time frame, and then enter the trade to the upside. I don't think it would go quite that high, but you get the idea. That's just direction here. This could be an impulse wave to the downside, and then you're getting a two-wave pullback. But we can trade that two-wave pullback. It'll be several dollars. Might be a good scalp trade for you. So watch that as a potential trade there. But it would be scalp and in short term, so you wouldn't be looking for long-term trade there, most likely. So let's watch and see. Now, if we get the fifth wave up here, okay, if we get this, if we get that fifth wave to the upside here, and then the pullback, definitely that's going to be a good entry point for a long. It would be it could be, you know, something like this. We'd be going up from 69 to 72, but it could be breaking out as well to the upside bigger. So watch out for that trade as well. Right now, we just need to watch BTC for Ethereum and Litecoin, but those are some ideas of wave structures right now and some trades you might be able to take as these waves are being formed. Be careful though. This is looking very impulsive. That means you should see basically an impulse wave. It comes down, you get a correction, and then it's going to continue down. So be careful there. We want to be watching that. All right, there's our analysis. Pretty long video, but hopefully helpful to you. Don't forget to leave comments, like, subscribe, share the video, do all that stuff. Happy Monday to you. It's looking like a great Monday. Talk to you later.